What's going on, everybody? We are back. It's the big homie JP Green, aka Mr. Mo Betta, and it is Mo Betta Mondays. I'm here with not only a good friend, but somebody that I'm really proud of, but I've been following for a while, not just as his friend, too. I really appreciate my dude and what he does. CP Local Celeb. We're gonna get to him in just a second. I just want to touch base with you guys and let you know what's going on. We'll be on every Monday until. So if there's anybody you'd like for me to interview, please hit me up. Let me know what's going on. Local artists, I'd love to feature your music on our breaks. So if you know any local artists out there, please let them know that we're looking for music and submit. You can submit it to the getbackshow@gmail.com and we will get it up and we'll reach out to you guys and we'll go from there. So just to tell you a little bit about what's going on this Monday, we had Chris on. He was on a couple times with the Get Back Show, the Cosign edition, and then I think I had him on another follow-up. I can't remember what that episode was, but we have so many conversations that kind of blend into each other. But he's always bringing great information. He's always bringing great insight. So that's one of the reasons I love to have him on, just to get his point of view on things. So without further ado, allow me to introduce Chris Paniotto. I misspelled his name, so if you want to go ahead and correct
three times.
If you want to go ahead, editor in you. He is, by the way, he's also the editor-in-chief Cosign Magazine. I like to throw that out there. I like to say I know an editor. Throw a little weight around too when you really get big. But yeah, I know, man. I know him. But introduce yourself, Chief.
I mean, you kind of did it for me. Chris P, local celebrity, Chris Paniotto, editor-in-chief of Cosign Magazine. I've been on the scene for a long time, from doing all different types of things, from radio to live shows to managing an artist to you name it. It seems like only thing I've never done. I've never been an artist of any sort other than sticking myself behind a microphone and saying outrageous things on the internet. But hey, that's a different conversation.
That's another life.
Yeah. I'm sure one that'll come back and bite me in my ass, but it's okay. Can I cuss?
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I try not to, but
yeah, they asked me if this stream was kid friendly, and I didn't check that box. I didn't check the box.
I am not kid friendly. I mean, my friends know don't put me on speakerphone.
Oh, definitely. I always got to tell you, hey, bro, I'm not in the room by myself. Yeah, man. Well, hey, let's just jump right into it then. So I know we were just, we were glossing over some things earlier, but just a little catch up. So how is, since our last interview, how's life been at Cosign for you?
Busy. I guess that was a while ago, the last time we were on. So
2018, bro.
Huh?
It was 2018.
Okay, yeah. So since then we've probably done two, depending on what time of year it was, 2 Cosign awards, done a Cosign experience in the summertime, dropped several issues, taken trips, LA, Atlanta, I don't know where else we've been. Like you said, our conversations run together. I mean, trips run together. I mean, it's all kind of a blur, to be honest. I mean, it's do this. Okay, we finished that, on to the next. So sometimes you don't really get a chance to enjoy the fruits of your labor, but it's a grind, and we've been busy. We've been steadily growing and making some significant moves.
How long have you been the editor-in-chief?
2014.
So 2014?
Yeah, 6 years. Yeah, doesn't seem like, but yeah, 6 years.
Yeah, it's been 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just start out as an independent contributor, or?
Yeah. Vincent Tucker. He linked me with KG. Went to school for writing, for journalism, so it seemed like a good fit. I submitted something. KG told me anytime I want to submit something, feel free. And their relationship built, and I started submitting more and more. And the next thing I know, I was editor in chief. So,
Got you.
yeah,
Where'd you go to journalism? Where'd you do
Plug,
undergrad?
Texas.
UNT.
UNT. Yep.
I do have an. I mean, really, I really like this question, but
Okay.
just for the simple fact that it's. I know because I talked to you guys about storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of the reasons that prompted me to ask you this. How is curating the content for the magazine shape your perspective of the culture? Meaning, you guys get to see it from all levels. Like everything from visual arts to technology to graphic design, to just entrepreneurship. But it's just not like that one vein. It's like all encompassing. So it's like you guys paint on different canvases. So I was wondering, I always wondered how that, because now you have access, you get a chance, you yourself get a chance to read, you get to interview and get to see a lot of different people. Has that in any way, you know, continue to shape your perspective? Not
Um, I think you can learn a lot from people, especially successful people when you interview them. If you ask the right questions, you get gems. Sometimes you don't even expect it, and somebody will just drop something on you. Like, wow, okay, I never looked at it like that. As for like all the other parts that you said, I mean, like I said, I've been on the entertainment scene for a while, so I've seen most of it. With cosign, it's gotten me in a lot of doors that I hadn't gotten in before. So whether it be media or just sometimes just name dropping, and sometimes people just show you love just because you're affiliated with. And sometimes, I mean, of course, sometimes it's not real love. It's just what can you do for me? But hey, I still still take advantage of the perks.
connecting,
But
right?
yeah, so um, but I think probably the biggest thing is just from talking to either creatives or entrepreneurs. It's just getting a different perspective on things and learning a lot about different things I wouldn't have known about before. Sometimes business ventures, just expand that network, and sometimes it comes back. So I think that's probably been the biggest thing.
Dope. I'm curious about this
Hmm.
because it was what, 2 years ago. I got a chance to work with you guys at the Cosign Awards.
Hmm.
So it's been two more awards, 2 more years, and I know we talked about it that first year. How do you feel about the Cosign Award after 3 or
I think I lost you there for a second. So this is where I would create filler talk, dead air. Um, I don't know if you can see me. You frozen up on my screen. So but let me answer the question like I'm guessing you're asking it. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, repeat the question for me. I was trying to fill dead air like my radio days.
I feel you. I don't know what's going on with my internet connection, and like my antenna's all the way up, like I'm fully connected. Yeah, my router's like, oh no, this is the first time. Um, so what I was saying is it's been how many? I was just talking about revisiting the first time that I volunteered with you guys at the Cosign Awards,
Hmm.
because from that we talked about it at the end of the night. At the end of the night of that year, I helped, and it's been a couple years since then. So from that, what how do you feel about the awards right now, man? Like it was I just say this, and for you, I appreciate you for reaching out to me and to KG for allowing me to be a part of the event, man. But it was something, it was just something really real about that event, and just, when you can see something getting ready to take off. So I was just curious as to how you feel about going in.
I lost you on that last part.
How do you feel about going into the Cosign Awards this year?
Well, COVID permitting. Um,
Hey, they did the awards digital, so y'all might be able to.
right. Well, I guess the difficult thing may be, I won't say it is, but it possibly could be the fact that, I mean, so far, most of this year has been totally different than we've ever seen before. And, a lot of the entrepreneurs that we showcase and award may not have been able to run their businesses properly, or to, maybe, I don't know. I mean, I don't know exactly what the pandemic is going to do to the awards, but I forgot your question. I got to rambling. So, what about the awards?
I was just saying, how do you feel about the Cosign Awards coming into this year, like going into it? Because I know it's like every November.
Right. Late November, early December, depending on how the days fall. But I mean, confident. We've got 3 years under our belt. I think we've really made a mark. Um, People really fuck with it, so I feel confident. Like I said, probably the most difficult thing would be the nominating and the award selection process, considering what the hell's going on in the world right now. But assuming that it's able to happen, feel real good about it. It's I think we've worked out the kinks, so I think it'll be bigger and better this year.
Let me throw this out at you.
Mm-hmm.
So I've asked the last few interviews, the last 3 weeks, I've had entrepreneurs, a couple follow-ups, and somebody I hadn't interviewed. But one of the questions how have you been able to maintain a viable business during the pandemic? Do you feel like you guys? That's now you just said something about that, about people being able to operate their business at full capacity or to
Mm-hmm.
point. Have you guys taken any steps? I know your coverage of everything that's going on right now is, I follow the magazine on Instagram. What are
Right.
you guys, have you been able to pivot and take a different approach right now?
Well, it's a small team, so I mean, we've used conference calls in the past, whatever. Now it's just more necessary. I've done an interview via Zoom. Um, I mean, it's really not that big of a challenge for us. Probably we've talked about making the next issue strictly digital, just because of you know bringing a whole bunch of people together in person and giving them something everyone's touching. Um, but for us, I mean, it's a we have a pretty good digital presence, so it hasn't really been much of a challenge for us.
I got you. Any thoughts on where you're gonna go with the next issue?
Um, it's still in the works. We have some interviews that are already done. I know I have one that I'm probably going to need to redo because life changed significantly, and it was done right before the shutdown. So we haven't had a chance to do photo shoots like we wanted to for all of the interviews. So I'm probably going to have to reach out to that person and get a follow up interview. Maybe have the article will be, as it would have been had this never happened, then with an update section after at the end, or maybe just make it just more updated.
That's dope. I mean, Man, I would hope you guys are all over what's going on right now. Everything from COVID to just what I guess the as Amanda Seals would call it, the uprising.
Right, right, right.
You're all over it, man. So I would hope that that would be included. That's a piece of history right there. And
Yeah.
even just for somebody to go back to. So we're gonna do right now. See, we're gonna take a quick break. We would be doing Neat with the Twist, but we're gonna move it to a little later part of the show. But I don't want to keep going. I want to just stay on this, our current schedule. So we're gonna take a little break, and we're going to play a song by my homie Ty Kid. It's called "Lay Your Body Down." You can go check him out. It's out on all platforms. He's a local platforms. He's a local artist right here. He's actually working on something for us at Betta Mondays. So it'll be exciting to see what he comes up with. So here it is. Lay your body down.
Let me make sure your mind is in the right place. You look so good, you look so fine. Let me not waste no time. I think I should take you on a ride of your life.
I'm gonna have to be on, guys, so you can hear the song. All right, we're back.
We're back.
Yes, we are.
Reminds me of my radio days.
Oh, definitely, man. Just trying to work it out. Still got some kinks to work out.
Yeah.
Just trying to get everything together. And it's been a minute since I've been running the board and trying to talk. I got a little lazy when Jedi was running the board.
Yeah, I know. I know what it's like to run the board, and you have video. You got to drop
Yeah,
effects and music videos, and just videos of different stuff, and keep the flow going. And yeah,
yeah, man. But you know what though? Shout out to Jedi Jansen.
yeah.
Uh,
Shout out to Jedi.
yeah, man. Shout out to that dude, man. Matter of fact, shout out to Trap News with Lachey Simon. Shout out to Calvin J, one of my favorite poets, man. Y'all check him out. He's been doing some work. Shout out to Desi Brown, the Desi show. I watched the show. Go check it out. He's always got great guests on. Desi, I'll drop your name because I'm gonna inbox you for an interview. I want an interview, Doc. Man, who else is out there doing some? Shout out to Masterpiece and Introverts, man. They're doing a lot of good stuff. They are like on 2 or 3 days a week, bro, doing the verses, the poets, and they go at it. I mean, it's some really dope stuff. Shout out to Brown Goddess 1979. Jazz, thank you. You always keep me in the loop with everything. And I'm just shouting out to everybody. And I can't I'd be remiss not to mention the homie, my brother, Sam Jackson, Mr. Impress. Shout out to him. He
Shout out
has,
to Sam.
yeah, he got Rip the Mic going tonight at Friends Hookah Lounge. Sam actually did our flyer. He does our flyers for Betta Mondays. So shout out to him, man. If you want to get out there, go check out Rip the Mic, and then he'll be back at Friends on Thursday for Nothing But Poetry. From there, and we're just gonna play it by ear from there, man. But shout out to all of those cats I know. Definitely shout out to KG. You next, dog. I'm gonna have to get you next and get you on here. So let's jump right back into it, man. Speaking of how quarantine has affected everything, bruh. How's personal life been for you? How's your life personally been during quarantine?
If it's like personal life is non-existent, but
what you been up to during quarantine?
I've dropped some weight. I've been running every day. I've been cooking.
There you go, ladies. You got you an eligible bachelor out there. Cook, clean.
I've been organizing things. I believe I have my ridiculously large music collection under control now. Just trying to all the things that ripping and running every day has you put off. I've been doing and just really just stacking up my money because I didn't realize how much money I was spending going out and eating out every day. And yeah, man, I mean, it's a little isolating, but and it's easier. It was easier when everything was on lockdown because everybody was going through the same thing. And then they lifted the restrictions, and I'm on social media seeing everybody out at the bar or out at some party, and I'm like,
I'm good.
I'm tempted, but I want to be responsible on this one because it seems like COVID's like creeping closer and closer to me. I know a few people who are dealing with it locally. My grandfather had it in Florida, so. I know some people in Austin that got it, so it's getting a little too close to home. So I'm just trying to play it safe.
Real.
Yeah, I know people say, "Oh, the death rate is only such and such." Yeah, but I heard it's a bitch to live through. So even if you survive, I don't want to go through that.
Yeah.
So, but part of me thinks it's inevitable we're all going to get it. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. So why do you think that we're all going to get it? What makes you think that?
Well, I mean, there's no way to stop it. Apparently, you can get it again. So there's no vaccine, and I'm not going to lie. I'm not lining up first to be stuck with some shit. So,
and the damn thing on me.
Right. So I don't know. I just maybe certain people are better equipped to handle it. I know I've been boosting my immune system. Turmeric, ginger root, fruit, constantly berries, all types of antioxidants. I've been on it, but I've been getting some sun too, going running every day. So you can't see because I put the sunblock on my face because
you still do.
Right, but like everything else, which I'm not going to take off my shirt to show you. I got.
Just don't do that. Wait,
no.
Helicopter. All right, Peter Pablo.
Yeah, I mean that's for Betta Mondays after hours. No, but for real, like I know me and KG always have a competition of who's going to be in better shape for the summer. If there are any pool parties, I end up showing my face at, and I'm ready. So
ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Gonna flex on them, dog.
Yeah.
You're gonna flex on them.
The abs showing. Yeah.
Guns out, baby.
Exactly.
I got you, man. Any other thoughts about the pandemic? What things have you noticed? How do you think this is affecting us politically?
Okay, so in my opinion, let me not get long-winded, but I think that initially the federal government dropped the ball. That might have been by design. I've read that the CARES Act was written in 2019, which is scary if that's true. But they gave all the wrong people the money. They gave us $1,200 and said, good luck to you. I blame Greg Abbott for reopening. But at the same time, what else were we going to do if no one's working. I mean, some folks are blessed enough to be able to work from home and keep the money rolling in. But like if you look at what Germany did, Germany basically picked up the tab for I believe like 80% of all of the citizens' wages. So
Damn.
this way, when it's over, they can hit the ground running, just go back to work. There's no rehiring. There's none of that shit. This whole unemployment system is a nightmare. I've helped family members try to get their unemployment in different states, and I have no idea how it works. It's an absolute mess. So it was inevitable that some greedy assholes in Austin were going to reopen the economy because of basically their perspective on the world. But I mean, the federal government didn't make it any easier.
You think I mean, all these countries that are able to pick up the tab, to make sure that their citizens are okay. Do you think as a country, are we really that broke though? Are we broke? And that's
Well, hell, we just gave 4.4 trillion to the banks and big companies. So if all it takes is a couple computer clicks, they can kiss my ass and they tell me, "Oh, who's gonna pay for it?" Well, shit, y'all gave all that money away. I mean, you gotta come up with a better excuse. I don't know. I think Texas. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see us go back and do another lockdown.
oh, it's coming.
Yeah,
I think it's going to come in the next week and a half.
right. I've been stashing canned goods, dry foods.
Yeah, this one's going to be prolonged. I believe coming back is going to be It's going to be longer than it was the last time.
It's gonna be more serious.
Yeah, had they chilled, then we would have. Had they not opened back up, I think we would have been ready at least by September. Just to,
For the winter wave.
you know what I mean?
Uh,
Everybody had to get out in time to go find their quarantine boo.
you know what? And I missed that. I missed that boat.
What, the
Yeah.
quarantine bay?
Yeah, I did.
Hey, put some
But
applications.
for 2.0, my DMs are open. My name down there is my social media. So
Hey, just keep your thermometer at the house, man.
when she comes in, just hit her with the.
Yeah, get the digital one.
Yeah,
They can fill out the paperwork and shit.
right. Have you traveled outside the country? Have you been exposed? No. With all the food I have stored, it might mess up the abs I've begun to show. But hell, I'd rather be in the house and safe and well fed than
The opposite of that.
right. So
In the hospital somewhere, and then that's even if they'll admit you.
right. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's troubling to say the least. But just manage it and keep moving, I guess.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is one of the things that people did find time to do during quarantine, and that was drink. So so
Yeah.
with that, I'm going to bring in one of the lovely ladies from Rare Essentials Mixologist, and Ebony is going to take over the stream and do Neat with the Twist. That's our segment where we highlight bartenders. So if you're a bartender, a local or wherever, because we're doing this digital, and you want to get on Neat with the Twist, and you have great drink ideas, and you want to partner with us, please hit me up, and we can book you, man. So here we go. Here's Ebony.
Hey,
What's happening?
how are you? Thank you for having us. About to bring a nice drink to you guys. So my fire detector, the battery, it went out, so you're gonna hear clicking. So I apologize. It just happened. So
I did a year with that, so I'm not proud to say it, but
oh no, I couldn't go a year.
Just tune it out.
Right, exactly. So we appreciate you having us on, JP, as always. We have no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, you guys, we always talk.
Yeah,
so I learned my lesson. I'm gonna keep listening when y'all tell me I'm listening. I'm listening.
We appreciate it so much, everything that you do for us. But we're gonna do our Rare Essentials version of a whiskey Moscow Mule. Is our version, and we're gonna have. Do you want me to start now? Okay, we're gonna use Ciroc brandy. The VS version is really smooth and kind of sweet too, so it's a good mix for a sweet type of drink. And then Saint Germain, it's a elderflower liqueur, really good. And then ginger beer, we have Fever Tree ginger beer. And then we have some mint simple syrup, so we're going to add that to that. So the first thing that you want to do is just add your ice. And you want to have a copper glass. It's just, it's a better, it keeps it colder for one. So you want to add about 1 to 1.5 ounces of your brandy or whiskey, whatever you prefer. Then you want to add your elderberry syrup or your Saint Germain, probably a half an ounce. You don't want it too sweet. And then just a little bit of your simple syrup. Do a half a lime. And squeeze as much of it as you can in there. And then you can drop it. Make sure you clean your lime. Make sure you clean all of your herbs. We always like to use fresh herbs, fresh fruit of that nature. So we do fresh mint in here because a Moscow Mule mainly have mint in here and lime. And then we're going to top it with our ginger beer. I like to stir mine. And here you go. Rare Essentials whiskey Moscow Mule. It's really good, JP. You have.
It looks good.
Yeah, this is really refreshing, super fresh because of the mint, So
I like my
good combo.
Ginger beer I'll drink ginger beer by itself.
I like mint.
I love ginger beer. It's so good. Ginger beer with everything is good to me. I like ginger.
It is. So, Ebony, do you guys have anything coming up in the next couple weeks?
No, we don't have anything. Well, we do have a virtual event that we'll be doing, but it's private. It's with a realty company, but we're doing that here in the next coming week. For a customer appreciation seminar. Mm-hmm.
Where do people find you ladies at for virtually?
On Instagram, you can go to rare_essentials, ESSENTIALS. And then Facebook, we're at Rare Essentials Mixologists. And we post everything that we do that we allow people to come in and see. We post them, on our Instagram, on our social media.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Definitely. I can't wait till you guys can start doing it. You ladies can start doing events again. It's always fun to hang out and just see you in your lane.
In our element. Yes. In the environment with the people. So yeah, that's what we like. Definitely.
I still need to get my the old fashioned, the summertime old fashioned.
Oh, we didn't send the recipe?
You sent me the recipe, but Kendra said that y'all were gonna make me.
Oh yes, okay. Then I'm gonna make sure. I didn't remember.
Are you plugging your other you're still doing, and you do a couple other things? What else do you do?
Yes, so I make sea moss. I make sea moss gel. Yes, I'm still doing that. I'm actually waiting on a 10-pound order of sea moss from St. Lucia. So I am making sea moss gel. So yes, you can order from me and you can follow me at cjelly_2020. I started that during the quarantine. And then I also do V-steaming. And I do V-steaming herbs. I sell the packages to a couple of stores. What?
Is that what I think it is?
Yes, that's
Oh,
why.
okay.
It's good to hear. Yes, it's much needed. You know, we're just trying to detox as many wounds as possible to bring high vibrating children into the world.
Right.
So
it's I guess it's healthier to eat steamed than fried, right?
right. Hey, to each his own.
Right.
But yeah, I am.
If Chris wants to find you quarantine, babe, you can
Send her to Ebony's way.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
please do. I'll get her right and tight. Trust me.
I have a question about the sea moss though. Is it it's you said it's gel. Is it something you apply or something you consume?
So you can consume, you can eat it, and you can apply it on your skin as well. So sea moss, I get it in the algae form, and then I blend it with alkaline or spring water.
Okay.
So you can eat it. I recommend 1 to 3 tablespoons per day. It's good for your immune system. It has 92 minerals of the 102 minerals that we have in our body. It's a healing agent. So it's great for your skin, ladies. If you're watching, like sea moss gel is great for your skin. It will clear all blemishes. My daughter is 16. She has no acne. My 11-year-old has no acne, like pure skin. So it's really great for you.
How long has she been doing
that? I've been doing sea moss for about 4 years, but I've been having my kids do it for the past year.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with it because I've heard about its immune system boosting. So.
Yes. It's good for your
pandemic.
too.
Good for
your pets. It's good for pets. Okay. Yeah. Especially big pets. Like I have a large dog, so it's good for his joints.
Okay. I get some from my mom's dog.
Yes. You know where I'm at, JP.
Hey, what about the tea? Are you doing tea too? Or is that's
just random for my friends and everything, but I definitely, put, tea together because I drink it daily. So
just so I always call Ebony the modern day candy lady. She's the holistic. Yeah, she's the holistic candy lady.
Yes, definitely.
Well, hey, Ebs, I appreciate you stopping by and doing Neat with the Twist for us.
No problem.
We will have the recipe up on the YouTube channel as well as on the Facebook page, on the Get Back Show's Facebook page. The recipe will be up. We'll have that one up. And then we did a lemonade. What did we do last week? We did a lavender lemonade.
Yeah, we did a lavender lemon martini.
A lavender lemon martini. We will have that recipe up in detail. And also, I'm going to make sure that I get all of her clips so she can get her Martha Stewart on. And and you guys can get out there if you just want to see how to make the drink. But definitely reach out to Ebony and Kendra at Rare Essentials on Instagram, and you can find them on Facebook as well. If you want to book for a virtual party, but also they're just too dope. They're two dope chicks, man.
Thank you, JP. We appreciate it. Thank you for having me on. It was good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Until the next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
What you think about that drink, man?
I mean, I like mules. I'm not too big on brown, but I'd try it. I like mint. So, and then she had elderberry, which I see it being sold as also an immune booster. So
yeah, they do.
You can boost your immune system while you get
a little tip.
Yeah, which I think does the opposite, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do a lot of they're really good at being innovative, man. Okay. That's one of the things I actually got a chance to work with them for New Year's Eve. Mm-hmm. And then also when I was on my little part-time hustle, they booked Rare Essentials at the Star, and they came in and they did the foam topper for the drink. So they do a really great job of just being innovative and keeping it fresh and new.
Okay.
So
yeah, whenever we get back, if we ever get back to normal, yeah, I definitely want to go to one of their events.
So let's just jump right back into it.
I hope I wasn't inappropriate with my joke. Right.
No, because I started laughing when she said something about skin, because I'm like, oh no, oh no.
Wrong person. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
can't.
you good, man. I'm used to it though.
I mean, if there's a punchline to be had, I don't care. I don't care.
You're gonna make it.
Yeah. I
Um,
think I'm funny, so that's all that matters. But anyway, go on. You said we're jumping back in.
well, I just wanted to touch base. You know, we're winding down towards the end of the show, but I definitely did not want to leave without touching on what's going on right now, especially from your perspective. You've always been an ally. I think this it's your community, the people that you've been around your whole life. So I think you have there are people out there that were able to have the same perspective as you, but also just to be able to articulate what you see this moment in history right now, what's going on, and what seems to be a global awakening to the plight of Black people in America.
Well, um, I think that it's. I think it's. I think it's awesome that the whole world is participating in protests, and I think it's an absolute embarrassment for this country to have the whole world realize that this is some bullshit, and we won't even admit it. The people will; those in power won't. I don't know, man. I just hope that that the protests continue. I hope that there's a next step. Um, I just hope that they keep applying pressure to the police unions, to their politicians, to all the elected officials, the entire system. I think that unfortunately, the defund the police movement is poor word selection
Hmm.
because people think automatically, oh, you want to get rid of police completely. And I know some people have gone and tried to explain it, but in a nutshell, it's just reallocating resources. I mean, every problem is solved by taking. Um, um, I don't see myself anymore. Here we go.
You there? I lost you. Hopefully you'll come back. Well, while I'm waiting for him to come back, I don't know if you guys are able to see or hear him. I hope we're not talking over each other. This is the first time we've experienced this type of technical difficulties. He hadn't come back yet. While I'm waiting, I will fill some space, and if I don't get him on in a minute, I'll go ahead and close out, and we'll have to come back in and just interview him again. Chris is a friend. He's a longtime friend of mine. He's a longtime friend, but I respect him. I respect his opinion. I respect his thoughts. We have a lot of conversations just about what's not just about what's going on in the world right now, but we've had these conversations prior to now, and I think it's really affected everybody. It looks like I lost him. He may come back into the stream again. We'll see. Give him a second. But honestly, don't like to go over 45 minutes, so we'll just keep it at this. My thoughts, there's so much going on in the world right now, and there's so much going on in America right now. My hope is that we don't sleep. We don't sleep on. My hope is that we stay vigilant. We stay vigilant, that we continue what we're doing as far as being in the streets, as far as protesting, as far as continuing to wake up, but don't be lulled to sleep. That's what I would tell everybody out there. Everybody that's in this moment right now that's witnessing history. Don't hold on. He's back.
It was the feds. They were paying attention, and they were like, "Let's cut this shit short."
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. I don't know where I got cut off, but I just hope this continues, man. I mean, the cops are out of control. They're responding to protests of police violence with more police violence.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I personally, I think they're trying. Well, I don't have any proof or evidence behind it, but it almost seems like they're trying to get somebody to shoot back.
Oh yeah, they want.
Because then it destroys the narrative. It gives them it gives them an excuse to shoot, and B, it discredits the movement. So, I mean, I don't know. I think sooner or later somebody's gonna shoot back, and all hell's gonna break loose.
Oh, it's inevitable. I
Right.
think that I believe in my heart of hearts that it's inevitable, and that's the scary part about it. That's the sad thing, is that this could be, if we were as progressive as we say we are, then this could be hashed out.
We who?
America.
Do they say they're progressive? They're pretty damn conservative, from what I see it.
As far as the strides that we've made over time and through our history, there, as far as in leadership is conservative, but I think that I believe that, man, we could come out of this better if the people who are the people we put in office would actually do their job, and look out for the American citizens and not for themselves and for big business. We know big business.
We're gonna do that.
Yeah, they run everything. It's so much to. I said it before, man. I've had to really there are days where I've just had to sit in my car because it's like, what future are we leaving? What future are my children? What future are my children going to have? I got somebody calling me. What future are my children going to have as we move out of this thing? And that's the scary part about it. Like, what if somebody wants to see us literally have a civil war? They want a race war, but ultimately it becomes another civil war because you're gonna have the people who are protesting and aligning themselves and becoming and being allies of the movement, and their understanding is raised. They'll fire on them just like they would fire on a group of black people, because it almost feels like it's going to come to a head to where you either or you're not. And it's at that point, it's not going to matter if you're black or white. If you're not with them, then you're against them. And it's the same thing, because we've been saying the same thing too. If you're not with us, then you're against us. And this is the crazy part for me. And this is my thing. And I'll let you go ahead and finish out. You can, because we've done it. America has managed to do it. Continue to have people fight for freedom and have freedom talk about freedom, and you admonish people to die for freedom, to stand up for freedom. And then all of that's done in front of a people for generations. And at what point did you not think that at some point one of these generations was going to say, okay, enough of this bullshit, because you want us to die for freedom, you want us to believe in freedom, as long as it doesn't affect our bottom line, or as long as we stay in place. And so I think that it is ludicrous for the government to believe, and for our Caucasian brothers and sisters to believe that, hey, if America is land of the free, home of the brave, at what point do you think that a whole race of people are going to not going to say, enough is enough? We really want to be free. We want freedom. We want equality, and we tired of asking you for it.
Right.
Because when the Revolutionary War started, the Declaration of Independence is literally a declaration of war. You know what I mean? So they were saying, you're gonna give us our freedom, or what's up? What's
Fuck
up?
your taxes.
Pull up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, don't pull up. But it's I don't know, man. I think I'm more when it comes to explaining that. It's so much that's going on in my head, and so much that I want to say, and I'm trying to make sure that I don't speak out of anger, or I don't speak out of rage, or things like that. Right now, I'm more concerned of anything, man, because it's a future for my children, and if we are contending for the future and the destiny of our posterity. We are at a contention point for it. And if that is the case, then we must contend for it. I'm with you. Protests and marches have to be we have to be more strategized. We have to be more strategic, but it also has to be prolonged in order for it to actually be effective. And we can't be lulled to sleep. I was saying that before you came back in. We can't fall for the kumbaya right now. Even for the white people who have aligned themselves with the Black Lives, with the movement, and police brutality and equality and ending racism, you can't be lulled to sleep, because every time there's a move, whether it's from the spiritual aspect or just universal, there's a move where you have a collective paradigm shift. You're gonna have people who oppose that paradigm shift, and that's coming. We only see it in spurts. We only see it in little bitty instances now, but that's coming. Whereas we will see a collective. I don't think it's a backlash is not the word I'm looking for. We'll see a collective opposition. They're not as vocal. Some of them are being as vocal and even physical to a point.
Well,
For all, we're going to deal with some issues too.
I was listening to what's his name, Cornell West talk about. He sees there's a crackdown coming. There's no way of avoiding that. And I mean, it's so much bigger than. I mean, the problem that Americans have is they like to simplify things down to the absolute bare minimum, and how often in life is something really simple? There are so many moving parts, so many components of this thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's where I am most days.
right. And it's, I was listening to, I forget who was listening, but they were talking about how the state has monopolized violence. And that when they tell you violence is not the answer, but yet the state has a monopoly on violence. I mean, sooner or later, it won't have the monopoly anymore. People will fight back. I mean, there are already people getting shot with canisters of tear gas, with rubber bullets, with getting run over by cops, getting beaten, getting shot with real bullets. And I don't know. I can't see it getting any better before it gets worse.
Yeah. But I tell my kids, man, that it's gonna get worse.
I think that one way to really make an impact, because the country is run and owned by the largest corporations. They own our politicians. We need to bleed certain corporations dry. I've seen boycotts, like a schedule of boycotts, like avoid these stores this day of the week. And maybe I'm not the person, maybe I'm not the right messenger, but to me, hell, how about we boycott those stores every day? Because if you don't go to Walmart on Sunday and Thursday, but you go buy your groceries on Monday, you really haven't.
Give them the money, right?
Right, the money's still coming in. So Walmart's the largest private employer in the country. That seems like a good place to start. I would love to see the NBA players sit out the quote-unquote season that's coming up. Right. Well, the whatever convoluted. Well, they have like a.
It's a 16-team It's the top 8 teams in the East and the top 8 teams in the West. They
Oh,
basically gonna
I
have a
thought, I thought they were gonna have like a few regular season games.
no man. They're gonna be in a bubble, bro. They playing straight through a tournament.
Well, it would be great, like if they went with the Kyrie Irving plan to not participate. I mean, even if it's just all the black players. I mean, there goes the league right there. Even if they just hyped everyone up like they were going to show up and then just no show.
I wish we would have done this when everything went down with
Cat.
Cat. Yeah, and then when Trump got up there and he started calling people out of their name.
Right.
But even still, before he even said anything, when the league was going off base and they were going with the narrative switch, I just wish, man, those brothers would have just one Sunday just not said anything and just not showed up for game day, bro. That would have changed the landscape of everything before we even got here.
You know what would have been really powerful? If you had one of the premier white players join them in the protest. Like if Aaron Rodgers or
Tom Brady
would have never done that shit. But yeah, if Tom Brady would have been huge. Hell, even because the thing the Cowboys did was bullshit. Everyone take a knee and they were going to stand for the flag. The only reason we have the national anthem at the football games is because the military pays the NFL for the propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're a former military.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, thank you for your service. This is probably going to be very unpopular. But, I mean, people are not fighting for freedom. People are fighting for the bottom line of corporations. So it's like, I feel bad for the troops. It's like, you're caught in the middle of this political game. I mean, you joined for the right reasons, but then you're out here doing the devil's work, essentially.
I mean, for the most part, that's what it's always been. I think that people join for the right reason. To exercise their patriotism, to show patriotism. Some people, it's a way out of, it's a way forward out of where they come from.
Exactly.
Some would never be able to go to college if they didn't go to the military. Some people would, their careers would have not, it would have been years, or they were just spinning and, they were just drifting. They didn't know what they wanted to do with their life. So it provided direction for people. But that's the reason why you put your life on the line, though. If you really, we believe in if we believe in what was written, if we believe in those things, then that's what you go for. But man, it didn't bother me one bit, brother.
Unfortunately, we've learned that we don't believe in anything we've written. We just believe in money. And I wonder if there's a pushback. There's a lot of talk of having free college like other countries have. Would that be less people signing up for the military?
Yeah.
Right.
Let's. I don't know how many people are going to be honest if they do that survey, right? If they survey people going in. So they survey the next class of seniors that are ready to graduate in 2021. You survey that class, and the ones that are already in the delayed entry program, or they're already getting calls from recruiters, stuff like that, and they're considering, that's one of the pitch. That's a pitch. That is the pitches right there. That's a whiff 'em. That's one of the first rules of sales. What's in it for me?
Right.
It's a whiff 'em. So I think that that would affect them. That would affect them. But then also in the standpoint, the biggest thing that anybody that's trying to control the narrative and trying to control the story and the information is to have a generation of educated citizens out there that are really educated, that know real history, that are
textbook shit.
Yeah, that know real history, that are versed in enough in politics, and I think that's the biggest thing. We say we want an informed, we want citizens that are informed, but
Who do you believe nowadays? There's so much misinformation.
Bro, woo, shit. I say that all the time. I tell the kids that. I tell my kids that. It's like, what do you believe right now? I said it's so hard to not believe something and to not be safe because they love messing with us. They love putting misinformation out there, misdirection, causing miscommunication, because it's no longer about us. It's about whether or not they can meet their goals for the quarter. They can meet their bottom line. And the grassroots constituents for these politicians aren't, for I'm not going to say all of them, because all of them are not guilty of this. But for the ones who voting not in the interest of their constituents, their grassroots constituents, but they vote in the interest of their big business constituents. Those are the ones that I'm afraid of, because they will lie to you without even thinking about it. You know.
And I think one thing that we don't talk about enough is fiduciary responsibility. I think that's legislating greed and corruption. Of course, you want to make money as a business, but at what cost? I mean, they're buying off politicians, poisoning people, sending them off to war. I mean, I think that, I don't know, man. They need to get money out of politics. They need to fire 99% of these politicians and replace them with people with good intentions. I mean, I know a lot of them probably go in with good intentions and they get corrupted because politics is an ugly business.
Very ugly.
But there's just so much wrong with the current state that, I mean, it is so much that's hidden from us because, I mean, the mainstream media is owned by a handful of people. A handful of corporations have their own interests and they push their own interests. War is usually one of them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and like, I am no Trump fan whatsoever, but when he was trying diplomacy with North Korea, the mainstream media was having was losing their shit because they were like, oh, he should never, negotiate with this dictator or whatever, because their parent companies profit off of war. Apparently, I'm not well versed in to talk about what's going on right now with Afghanistan, but I've been hearing a few things. But I don't know. It's out of control. Everything's so fucked up, man. It's like,
and that is the nugget of the night.
I mean, hey, you know what? And to be honest, what's really fucked up? Like, I went to school for journalism and political science. About 4 or 5 years ago, I lost faith in both institutions. And it's like,
what do you do now?
Right. So,
damn.
Yeah. And it's like, some days you want to fight, and some days you just want to go somewhere where things aren't so ugly. Lately, I've been feeling like fighting, but
there's days I want to fight, and there's days I wish I could just catch a plane somewhere.
Man, and now I can't go any fucking where because it's damn COVID. So
it's like, where are you gonna get away from this? Well, hey, we're at the top of the hour, bro. It's always a pleasure to chop it up with you. I know we'll probably continue this conversation offline.
Probably so.
Yeah. Man, where can people find you at, bro?
Right there. That it does show on the screen, right? It's not just my screen. Okay. That's my social media, my Instagram, my Twitter. I mean, IG, I'm not that active. I mean, I scroll and double tap everything that isn't a thirst trap. But I really don't post that much. I'm on Twitter. My Twitter's probably not for the faint of heart, but hey,
Well,
like I said, I think I'm hilarious. So, a lot of times I just say foul shit and keep it moving. But there are also like some intellectual stuff. I found a better response when I say smart shit as opposed to, funny shit. So
I got you. Well, hey man, once again, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for sharing your time with us. Everybody, that's CP Local Celebrity, man. Go follow him. It's one of my good friends. I consider him not just a friend, but a brother with family. He always has a fresh and new perspective. He always keeps it 100. And you want a good punchline, That's the guy right there.
All right, man. I appreciate you having me, man.
Hey, no problem. And if you want to check everything out, I'll play it. You can always find the video at the Get Back Show's page on Facebook. We'll have it up on the Get Back Show YouTube channel. And we'll have a Mo Betta Mondays page coming up soon. We're just waiting on everything. Hey, man, until the next time, all my prayers up for you and all my love out to you. Peace.